Fuck around, make my 40 pop.
Alright guys, this is my review for the preview of episode 204. By the way, if you guys did not see my 203 episode review, I already uploaded that more than likely. So if you guys do want to see that, you guys can go click on that. I'm going to leave it in a card up top right here. But also, I do kind of freely talk in these kind of videos, so I might say some manga spoilers. I'm going to try not to, but I just want you guys to know I can't necessarily guarantee much. But we're going to start the video right here. First things first, it starts off in this other dimension. Now this right here is going to be very interesting. This does not look like anything that we've really seen before. Naruto and Sasuke in this other dimension, I absolutely love them doing this mainly because it pretty much gives Naruto and Sasuke the ability to fight freely. Like, they're not worried about destroying the village. They're not necessarily worried about destroying people around them. So honestly, this is going to be legitimately Naruto and Sasuke versus Jigen, possibly the best thing that they could have done. Obviously, the Naruto and Boruto writers, they want to kind of mask it with the fact that Jigen's going to leave Naruto in this dimension, but let's be honest, this right here was a very big setup for them to go all out versus the leader of the Kata organization. But regardless, into the actual preview.
Naruto and Sasuke.
Alright, Jigen says, Naruto and Sasuke, you could have escaped without having to fight a futile battle. So Jigen is coming in this extremely confident. Like, this guy's thinking like he's about to destroy Naruto and Sasuke, and we've seen already. Like, one thing that I do want to point out real quick, just by like the wind, like how everything is flowing in the wind, you can kind of tell like this episode is going to be animated very, very good. Now, I've seen the preview already, and I did kind of see it later on the preview, and you can clearly tell it's different. Like, this one is going to be animated very, very well. I hope it stands the test of time. Alright, so before we even talk about the background, I want to talk about the dialogue. Sasuke replies to Jigen, that just depends on how you think about it. If we crush you here, it will have been worth getting here early, right? Alright, so that's fact. That's fact. Now, Sada kind of shows up to the village right here. She shows up to the village. Now, first things first, it was kind of a question of who she's getting the flowers for, because Ino herself thinks that she's getting the flowers for Kawaki, mainly because she thinks that they've been cozied up a little bit. I'm not necessarily going to start the shipping agenda right here and right now, but regardless, that's a little bit interesting. But Sada pretty much shows up and she's completely late. She's smiling right here. She's thinking everything's all peachy clean. She gets home and she pretty much understands Naruto is gone. Kawaki is in a ball, pretty much crying his eyes out. Like, what is going on? This right here is going to be a very interesting scene. But one thing I do want to point out, I do not want to see this for more than, what, 2 minutes. I want majority of the episode to be Naruto and Sasuke versus Jigen going all out. Like, just haymaker after haymaker after haymaker, hacks ability after hacks ability after hacks ability. That is what we want to see, period. Alright, this right here is interesting. Boruto's Karma Seal reverted back. I'm not necessarily sure if you guys realize, but in the last episode, Boruto's Karma Seal actually activated, and as soon as Jigen left this dimension alongside Naruto and Sasuke, obviously Sasuke was never really in this dimension for a very long time, but regardless, as soon as he left, Kawaki's Karma Seal reverted back to normal, and also Boruto's Karma Seal reverted back to normal as well. I'm not necessarily sure exactly why his Karma Seal activated in this episode, mainly because when Boruto's Karma Seal was activating, Kawaki didn't necessarily have his Karma Seal activated, and Jigen himself wasn't necessarily right then and there, like in Naruto's living room at that particular point. It might have just been some sort of intuition, or his Karma Seal kind of just acting up, mainly because he understood, mainly because subconsciously he understood that something was going wrong, potentially even Momoshiki. I have absolutely no idea, but regardless, let's get it back into it. Alright, yo, Naruto is being superbly confident as well. Like, he's in a description, or not necessarily a description, he's in the subtitles or the caption saying, yo, that's absolutely right. We can go all out here without worrying about anything. And that's exactly what I said. I mean, they're in another dimension, so they don't necessarily have to worry about anything. Right here, we see Rasengan of Naruto pretty much loading up. And I want you guys to just take a look at the animation. Like, a lot of people say that we can't necessarily tell a lot from the animation in the preview, and I have to say that's 100% true. We can't necessarily tell a lot, but from the small parts and the small portions that we do see, if it is actually good, we can potentially expect for the whole episode to be good. Now, I personally think if it's a bad animation, it could potentially be a bad scene or something like that, but I don't know. For the people that I'm seeing actually animating this episode, they look like they're good. Like, their track record is absolutely amazing, and I'll make a video specifically regarding that, exactly who's animating this episode. But regardless, let's get back into it. Alright, oh my goodness. So there's a bunch of shadow clones behind Jigen. One thing that I do want to point out, we haven't necessarily seen Naruto use shadow clones like this in a minute. Yeah, like all these shadow clones right here. For example, we didn't see this versus Momoshiki. We didn't see this versus Delta. So it's kind of, you know, interesting. It might signify that Naruto and Sasuke have possibly a new move, or it might even signify that Naruto is feeling a little bit more, I'd say, threatened by Jigen, if that's possible. I have absolutely no idea. I mean, this right here is going to be an absolutely amazing fight, but seeing Naruto with a bunch of shadow clones like this right here is a very underrated thing about Naruto and the next generation. This right here is very uncommon for Naruto. Very, very common for Naruto back in Naruto Shippuden and back in part 1 of Naruto, but right now, very uncommon. Yo, I don't know if it's just me, but I look at tiny things like this. Like, just look at the animation, my guys. I'm put at 0.5 speed so you guys can see the beauty of this animation, bro. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a fanboy. Maybe I'm just hyped, bro. Like, my good. Like, and then Sasuke just looks, bro, come on, bro. I don't know, bro. This right here is geared up to be one of the, I should say, yeah, definitely. I'm not even about to sugarcoat it. One of the best episodes of Boruto thus far. This right here has to be compared to episode 65 with Naruto and Sasuke versus Momoshiki. And I kind of talked about that a little bit with Delta. I kind of hyped that up a bit. But for the weight of this episode, literally, the leader of the Kado organization going against Naruto and Sasuke, and of course Naruto and Sasuke going all out, it has to be on that level. 100% has to be on that level. My goodness. You got Karma popping out, bro. The big blood. Oh my goodness. You got the Susanoo popping out, and just in the background you hear Jigen laughing. Like, what? This man is a menace. Bro said, you make me laugh. Like, just look at this shot, bro. I don't know. We love Naruto. We love Sasuke. But Jigen right here just looks like a gangster, bro. He looks like a straight up gangster. Like, yo. All right, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. There is a lot of expectations in this episode. I don't necessarily want to give my preview man because this right here is just like a preview. I just go over the preview. Again, if you guys did not see my review, you guys can check it out. I already uploaded my review for episode 203 of the Boruto anime, but I ain't gonna lie. This right here looks so good. I gotta rewatch this, man. I'm sorry, dog. I'm sorry, bruh. My goodness. Like, look at Karma, bruh. In the trenches. Sasuke with the swords. Oh my. And then, son, this man's talking about you make me laugh, bro. In the trenches. My goodness. Maybe I'm overreacting. I'm expecting this episode to possibly be the best episode of Boruto thus far. Period. This episode right here, my expectation is for it to rival episode 62 for the best episode 65 for the best episode of Boruto of all time. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. But it's been your boy Barbie, and we out.
It's a knife.